And how much difference will the blinkers make to Harlech?
He hasn't really changed much for me, but I'm hoping he'll give Michael a lot of confidence. He thinks he needs them, so I'm going with Michael, and they're on.
Best of luck with all four, Pam.
Thank you.
Pam Gerard talking about her chances. 240 around Paranui Bay, 270 for On the Bubble. Sassy Mulo has been strongly supported in that middle market from a quote of $8 to $6.50. And just late in the piece, Field of Gold, just that nibble for this horse to see it drop below single figures for the very first time. It is 11s into $9, and then you have to get out to $17 around Sophisticado. The Shaw's Wire Ropes, Uncle Remus Stakes, 1400 with George.
So in goes Parianui Bay and Laneway Flirting. That'll leave Wind Speed and Sophisticado as the last two to load away. Shaw's Wire Ropes, Uncle Remus Stakes. Listed race for the 3-year-olds. Talented lineup. And they're set for action. 1,400 metres. Gates open, they're off to a level line. One of the first away was Laneway Flirting towards the outside. Going forward is Turn the Ace. Right there also along the inside, Sassy Merlot. Out 4 wide, Early Doors on the Bubbles. Then followed 2 lengths away, easing back and behind them. Next then was a Field of Gold, followed by Drum Major. 2 back and behind it. Next, a little worse than midfield is Yes We Can, followed by the favourite Parianui Bay, who's back 4th last here from Wind Speed. Back 2nd last, Sophisticado, and the tail ender is Marchand. There's 9 lengths over the field as they work down to the 800 metres. And the pacemaker, Sassy Merlot, leads by a half length. From on the outside of it is Turn the Ace, and they've eased the tempo mid-race. 2 lengths away, 3rd, Laneway Flirting. On the Bubbles in a beautiful spot. 4th one out. 2 back then to Field of Gold, followed then by Drum Major. Parianui Bay being sent forward by McNabb as they come to the corner. Spots the leaders 5 lengths. Been tracked all the way by Sophisticado. Further back in the field then is Wind Speed. And last as they turn and head for home then is Marchand. Down to the 300 metres they come. The big gun's about to fire up now. Sophisticado out wide. Coming with it then is battling over on the inside of it is Parianui Bay. On the Bubble still there as well. On the Bubble still in front here. Parianui Bay being called upon. On the Bubbles, Parianui Bay, and out wide Marchand. On the Bubbles, back in the winning groove. On the Bubbles beat Parianui Bay. 3rd over was Marchand, and then followed by Sophisticado. And behind them Fields of Gold, followed in behind those next then by Turn the Ace. Further out was Drum Major. Then came Wind Speed. Further back Sassy Merlot. And back near the tail of the field was Yes We Can. And also there as well was Laneway Flirting. Number 1 on the Bubbles, Opie Bosson, Jamie Richards. Do it again. And they get the son of Brazen Bow back to stakes winning level. Listed race. Parianui Bay had his chance to try and run him down, but second up after that and forced layoff On the Bubbles. The Karaka winner has bounced back to winning form. Second over, Parianui Bay. 3rd was Marchand arriving late, and then Sophisticado. They can do no wrong. Tiago, this the Tiago Splash of Dom Racing Partnership. In particular, trainer Jamie Richards and jockey Opie Bosson. And they get the win here with On the Bubbles.
It's the Tangerine of Tiago and Jamie Richards. Opie Bosson with On the Bubbles. He made that improvement. Jamie Richards was so cautious leading into that first up run that they did believe that maybe he was in need of it. As a $1.40 favourite he was when he was beaten by Scribe. And today he's been given a lovely trip by Opie, and he presented at the top of the straight. And then I'm sure he was looking over his left shoulder to find where's Paranui Bay. He put an advantage on Paranui Bay, and that was the advantage held with that horse defeated for the very first time. 1 On the Bubbles comes back to where he won the Karaka Million as a 2-year-old, and I'm sure now that sets things up nicely for where he wants to be back here in January for the Karaka Million 3-year-old Classic, as they look to do what Probabeel did, and of course win the Karaka Million 2-year-old and go on to win the Karaka Million 3-year-old Classic. On the Bubbles beats home Paranui Bay with Marchand finishing on into 3rd. Let's get to you, Aidan.
Well, we found not only a part owner, but we also found some bubbles close by. Julia Rose, how much of a thrill is that?
Oh, what can we say? Like, we've got to thank Jamie Richards and Opie. What a peach of a ride. And hey, we're always on the Bubbles, and we're going to be on the Bubbles all night long again.
Back to the scene of the Karaka Million win. That must be special, eh?
Yeah, call it the scene of the crime, because really I don't know if I've ever been the same since. And honestly, he has just come back after an operation and done so much for us, and we're so proud of him.
What were the expectations like after that operation? Because sometimes they don't come back as well, do they?
Yeah, well, So You Think had the same operation quite a few times, and he just came through it, and he was a bit fat, and he just pushed through, and here he is, and off to the crack a million 3-year-old, and we are coming for you.
Absolutely.
On the bubbles as well.
To do a proper bill, that would be the next step, eh?
Honestly, it'd be pretty amazing. Look what she's done, and if I could have that kind of legacy, it would be just unimaginable.
And plenty around you as well. They've got Mum and Hamish.
Yeah, we've got Jared and Bex up from Hawke's Bay. They flew in this morning, so we're going to be on the bubbles all night long.
Oh, geez, another party.
Yeah, unlike me. How random.
Congratulations.
Hey, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Right, just work yourself back over here, Aidan. Get yourself back to work and on the bubbles. Yes, great to catch up there with Julia Rose. And well done to her husband as well, and Hamish and all the team are part of this one. I think they're going to be up for some more fun coming up. And in our star pedigree brought to you by Westbury Stud, he's the son of Brazen Bow out of a Sebring mare in more bubbles. Jamie Richards, Opie Bosson. Speaking of Opie Bosson, we might be able to try and track him down. And in fact, Jamie Richards, to you.
Yeah, we've grabbed Jamie. Jamie, well, he's a marvellous horse, isn't he? He's kept on stepping up, never finished worse than second. He's had all those issues behind him, and yet he's capable of producing a performance like that.
Yeah, tough effort. Set weights and penalties doesn't really suit him. He's got to carry the weight, but much like the filly and the race previous, just aided by a lovely ride from Opie, just put him in the right spot and toughed it out all the way up the straight. So, as you say, he's tough and genuine and gives 100%, and he's done a really good job there today.
And we've just spoken to your old university mate, Julia Rose. They're having a bit of a party over there, and that's what this horse and this kind of type of atmosphere does, isn't it?
Absolutely, and they've had to be patient. Like we were on the Guineas path in the spring and got held up with a little wind dot that we needed to sort out, but they've showed a good bit of patience with him, and he's fronted up there today. So onwards and upwards towards the Karaka Mile, and hopefully should be hard to beat in that as well.
Okay, let's talk to your jockey. We'll just push Jeff Dorr out of the way here and grab Opie. Opie, again, praise from Jamie about the ride, but you've got to have the horse to do it, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And he was the horse that had the improvement under his belt from his last run, and I was quietly confident going into today. Yeah,
you saw part of your Nui Bay coming at you. Obviously, the stablemate was in the fight as well. Were you always confident that you had the measure of them?
Yeah, I heard them coming, but he heard them coming as well, and he just puts his head down and digs in even more. So it shows how good a horse he is.
The sun's beating down. How's that playing out there track-wise? Is it starting to firm up a bit?
It's not too bad. It's actually perfect. You wouldn't want it any other way.
Okay, that's 3. What are you capable of from here?
I don't want to stop now.
Exactly. the playground on Boxing Day, you're back here.
Yep, there's a good playground too.
Actually, well done, Opie.
Thanks.
Opie Bosson, winning jockey, and he did make that his ride of the day over Boxing Day, this horse, and on the bubbles, and has won at 3s and $1.40, beating home Paranui Bay at 120 and Marsh Hand at 6.90. The 1-2 Cornell has paid $2.90. 1-2-8 Trifecta at $101.70. And the first 4, 1-2-8-4, $750.60. The 1-1 double, and that is the Tiako double, Opie Bosson double, has paid $3. The 1-2 concession at $2. And the 11-1-1 treble at $259.90. There will be some massive ramifications around the Karaka Million 3-year-old Classic Futures market, of course, with Carmen Line, who was beaten in the race prior, finishing in last position, was right in the market, and you'd imagine there'll be an adjustment there with On the Bubbles coming out and winning race number 6. Race 7 of the day, well, it's a chance to start thinking about how do you play the late quaddie. You've got around about 25 minutes to do so. The first leg of the late quaddie with a $100,000 guarantee, the Stella Artois 1500 Championship final at $354.